So we look at fractional indices as the law number 5, and we are considering a power m over n. So the way this one can be interpreted, we will simply say this is equal to the bottom one for the fractional index. The top number represents the index of a number, then the bottom one will represent the root. So in short, we can change its form and say, since n is the root, we'll say the nth root of this number, which is a power m. This one can still be written as, you put the nth root of a and then you put brackets m outside. It's actually simpler to evaluate it in this manner other than you have a big number and then you have to think of its square root. So you can first of all find the square root, then what you find, you raise it to that index. So this is the interpretation. Let's say we consider a few questions. Let's say simplify, and maybe to begin with, let's say we have 9 power 1 over 2. So the 1 over 2 is actually a fractional index. So to evaluate this one, considering what I said, a power m over n, where this one will represent an index or an exponent, then this one will represent the root of that number. So in this case, the index will be 1 and then the root will be 2. If the root is 2, we are talking about the square root. So for square root, we will not show the 2 here the way we showed the n there. So simply say the square root of 9 power 1. Now that one also, even if we don't show it, it's fine. And this will give us 3. So if we simplify or evaluate this number, we are simply going to get 3. Okay, the other one, let's say we evaluate 64 raised to the power 1 over 3. This one also, the root is 3, then the index is 1. So the third root is simply the cube root. You put take a 3 there, then 64 power 1, which even if we don't write, it's still fine. And then if we evaluate this one, the cube root of 64, you think of a number that can be multiplied this number of times, meaning 3 times to get 64. And if you just think, that should be 4. So if we say 4 times 4, that is 16. 16 times 4 is 64. So that would be our answer. Then the third one, let's try and evaluate 27 raised to 2 over 3. Okay, so this one also, let's change its form. The root is the cube root, and then we have 27 squared. Now if I'm to look at 27 squared, it would be some big number such that finding its cube root will still give me problems. So the best I'll do, let me write it in the other form. The cube root of 27, then I raise it to power 2 like that. So the cube root of 27, a number that you multiply 3 times to get 27, that is 3, and then we now square it. So this is the cube root of 27, we square it, which will now give us 9. So that will be our answer. Then lastly, we can also look at 81 raised to power 3 over 4. So 81 raised to the power 3 over 4. The root, that's the fourth root. So we put a 4 there, 81. And then the index, we put it there. So we think of a number that you can multiply 4 times to give you 84. That number is 3. So we'll say 3. That is the fourth root of 81, but it's raised to power 3. So I'll write power 3. And the 3 power 3 means 3 times 3 times 3, which will give you 27 as the answer. So this is how we can evaluate fractional indices. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe and like. You can even share with your friends. Thank you so much.